Jellyroll Friday. What's going on? How you doing? How's everybody doing? Welcome. Get on in here. Repost a stream wherever you are, wherever you're watching. I appreciate you. God bless you. And we're going to get this party started. I'm starting a little bit later than I wanted to, but I'll try not to take up too much of your time because it's Friday night and you could be anywhere doing anything and hanging out, but you're here. So I appreciate you very, very much. It is very humbling that you would choose to spend your time listening to me rant, because you know that I do, and I cannot really not do it at this point, especially with the way that things are going, and how these evils, I call them the evils, and how they have mistreated us. And yet they expect not only to be respected, but to be reelected. That is despicable. Before I go off into the thing talking about the Venezuelan oil tankers, because that one is important. I'm going to just say a little something about whatever the Democrats thought they could try to squeeze out of this Epstein story. I saw that was trending earlier, looked at it and started rolling my eyes. I have battle of the ages. We are fighting. This is a spiritual battle. It is a spiritual battle. And we are soldiers in the army of God fighting for the kingdom of heaven. We literally are fighting these evils. These are the worst of the worst. And all of those who are their minions have taken the poison pills that have been administered by hell itself, and their little resources, what they thought was their little ace in the hole, and it is turning out to be just another flop. So they are so extremely desperate, they meaning the Democrats and all their little paid minions that I saw on X, the usual, the Harry Sissons, the Krasensteins, and the Adam Coles, and the retards that are paid shills who do nothing all day but post on X any kind of fee or clicks from me. I just look at it and roll my eyes, honey. I roll and scroll. I'm not even stopping to see what they have to say. I did notice, however, that all they did was post two little stupid pictures that came from the Epstein estate. Two stupid little pictures. And, I'm just going to put it out here, and I'll probably talk about it at near the end of the show again, because for people who come in later, I don't give a shite about any of this Epstein bullshit. I really just don't even care. All of these conservative so-called creators and commentators who literally crashed out months ago, who tried to divide MAGA, and in some ways they were successful. But I'll tell you the problem. They were never MAGA to begin with. See, God is separating the wheat from the chaff right now. And all it's doing is cleaning house. and getting rid of those who are weak. It's culling the herd. And it's way past time for it. So those of you who are making millions or hundreds of thousands or whatever, just like Erica Kirk said concerning her husband for Donald Trump to win the election in 2016, 2020, and 2024. We are not interested in your bullshit. You might as well just save it. You've made your little money. You've divided as many as you're going to divide it, because those of us who are left are MAGA, and we don't give a shit about you. Stay over there. Don't come crawling back once you realize that the Democrats will give you nothing. They really? Ask Omarosa. Have you heard her name in years? Nope. She took the little bait, the little crumbs that the Democrats gave her, and she turned her back on President Trump years ago. She had a rare opportunity to be one of his closest advisors. Between her and Deborah Messing, they got me kicked off Twitter, old Twitter under Jack Dorsey. So I have no love lost for either of them. Allegedly. I don't care about Jeffrey Epstein. He's dead. But these Democrats are foaming at the mouth, celebrating because of the little stanky ass pictures that came out. They're saying nothing about pictures. Prince Andrew, who was literally dethroned and debanked. He has been written out of the family fortune. He will never be king. He'll never be anything anymore. But they don't ever say shit about that. You don't ever hear him or see him saying anything about Prince Andrew, do you? Nope. It's always Trump. As though Donald Trump is the only person that Jeffrey Epstein ever knew in life. He ain't know nobody but Donald Trump. These people ran together in the same circles. There are thousands of people who were connected to Jeffrey Epstein, but they only in a picture with Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, so is Bill Clinton. So is Prince Andrew, literally in a picture with Virginia Giuffre, under 18, on a jet, likely the Lolita Express. Y'all don't say nothing about anybody else who has been shown to be on that freaking manifest, the flight logs. Y'all don't talk about nobody but Donald Trump. Like there were no parties back then. Nobody knew anybody. It was around. Do you know how absolutely out of your mind and psychotic that you sound? For the millionth time, yes, he knew Jeffrey Epstein, but so Jeffrey Epstein knew what? He was funded and financed by the dude who started Victoria's Secret. What was his name, from Ohio? I'll think of it in a minute. They were good friends. He funded the dude. Y'all, Lex Wexner. The models, Yeah, I don't see Trump connected to Lex Wexner, but Jeffrey Epstein is. Y'all don't never talk about Lex Wexner. You don't talk about anybody in these party pictures from 30 years ago, bro. I don't care about shit that happened that long ago. That's not paying my bills today. That's not paying my bills. If it's not helping me and paying my bills, I don't want to talk about it. I don't care about it. Y'all don't, Democrats, y'all have 4 years of Joe Biden. Y'all could have dropped it like it's hot. Y'all could have came out with every picture, every file that you call the for 4 years. You never mentioned it. Never. Not one word. Because you were too busy sending 3-letter agencies to trample upon and persecute Trump supporters and people who witnessed a stolen election in 2020, went to the Capitol of the U.S. Capitol that we, the people, pay for, went to petition the government for a redress of grievances, which is constitutionally not just allowed, but absolutely encouraged. Innocent people had the doors open right in front of them, and they walked into open doors at a Capitol that we pay for. And for that, they got rolled up by every 3-letter agency in this country, kicked indoors at 4 a.m, swatted and every freaking thing else. But never one mention of Jeffrey Epstein in 4 years. Did you care about victims during that time? Because they were still here. They've been here the whole time. Y'all want to talk about how much you care about the victims, the victims, the victims, the victims. There was not named Democrat out in front of the Capitol back in the summer when the victims of Jeffrey Epstein were on the steps of the Capitol. Not one Democrat politician not could be bothered to go over there and say one word. I think it was just maybe two Republicans at the time. But not one Democrat went to talk to the victims. Not one. So tell me how concerned you are with the victims. But every time something like this comes up, you want to dig and scratch. Oh, there's a picture of Trump. What do you have to offer, Democrats? What do you have to offer American citizens that you drug through the pits of hell and purgatory the last 4 years? You literally put people in bankruptcy with these high-ass inflation rates. You dumped 50 million illegal aliens in this country, and you gave them the maximum benefit of every social welfare program that exists in this country. In every state was a border state because of you people. You cheered it on. You advocated for it, and you wanted even more of it. You snatched and stole $500 billion of our tax money and gave it to the little fat bastard in Eastern Europe known as Volodymyr Zelensky, who is now refusing to sign a peace deal that President Trump worked his ass off to broker between Russia and Ukraine so that we in America can get on with our lives and leave his little fat stinky ass behind, because I'm sick of him and I'm sick of these Ukrainian fucking oligarchs. Do you know Don Jr. said recently in an interview, I think I'm going to find that and play it for you. I think he was talking about Monaco, where these Ukrainian oligarchs, people are driving around Monaco cars. Every license plate on these luxury cars is from Ukraine. Where do you think they got all that money? Where do you think they got all that money? What? Somebody hit the lottery? There's never been a lottery big enough. They hit the lottery, all right. Taxpayer money. They raped the welfare system to give it to illegals, and it is still on a smaller, much who are getting thousands of dollars every month because they haven't been eliminated from the system yet. These states are hiding them, and states like Colorado are still hiding them. The Department of Justice has instructed the state of Colorado to turn over that information about Medicaid and these illegals that they had on Medicaid the last 4 years. Nope, we're not doing it. Nope. What do you have to offer, Democrats? 4 more years of 10% inflation? Trump got it back down to like couple 2.9, way toward 2%, if not lower. Gas prices are lower again, except in California, of course, because of that chump, Gavin Newsom. I made a video about him today, lashing out at Elon Musk like he's got a damn leech up his stupid ass. What do you have to offer? Oh, what? You trying to run Jasmine Shaquisha Alizé Jenkins Crockett to be in a Senate seat? The current individual who holds that Senate seat was paid to leave early. Babbling fool into the seat. So you just go get out of the way. Here's some money. Because that's all it takes, apparently. Don't believe me? Look at what happened in Indiana yesterday. What do you have to offer, Democrats? What do you have to offer the American citizens? You can't figure out why you got freaking curb stomped and steamrolled in 2024 in November. You still don't get it? You don't get it? After putting us through the worst financial Armageddon in the history of life, you still don't Democrat rule and control so that you can steal trillions of dollars through USAID again for your stupid programs that don't even exist. But somehow money's going into them. 14 computers that do nothing but spit out money. Thank you, Elon Musk. Thank you, Doge, once again, because we would have never known this. What do you have to offer? What's up, Jerry Kruger? Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. For a few months ago, back in the summer, I think. Welcome, Mr. Kruger. What do you have to offer us, Democrats? What do you have to offer? All you do is blab. All you do is blab. All you do is talk. No results. Zero quantifiable results. I see Trump every day. Result. Results, results, results. Oh, here's a new legislation. Oh, here's a new executive order. Oh, he's doing this over here. Oh, he's doing that over there. Oh, he stopped 8 world wars. Oh, he's doing, oh, matter of fact, he just did that again today between Thailand and Cambodia. Yeah, another war stopped. He's just doing it. Earns a freaking day, getting 2 hours of sleep a night and turns right back up around and does it again. Working. Quantifiable results. I'm seeing these illegals getting dragged and rolled up out of here and sent back to their freaking shithole country. I'm seeing the houses left empty because they're self-deporting. They're the reason that the inflation rate has gone through the roof. That and the excessive government spending that was used to take care of all of them. Oh, yeah, and take but very apparent cocaine habit. So, what do you have to offer, Democrats? I sure will. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I'm working on pretty good mad about this Tina Peters issue. I posted about that earlier, and I'll talk a bit about it in the no, not one Democrat in the state of Colorado has done shit but bankrupt the citizens of this state. They took the Tabor refunds away, which is the taxpayer bill of rights. Gone. Gone. Oh, yeah. No tax on tips. Yeah. Jared Polis signed on legislation initiated by the Colorado Democrats to take away your tips as a server in the state of Colorado. Time they take it away because you don't deserve to have it. You don't get to keep your own money that you make, that you work your ass off to earn. You're working a couple of 2-3 jobs. These Democrats don't care. They literally created legislation to snatch back the tax on tips because the state of Colorado is broke because of all the money they spent on illegals the last 4 years. What do you have to offer us? What do you have to offer American citizens? All you do is let criminals out of prison. They did it here in Colorado by the thousands. Just let them out. Murderers. Just not Tina Peters. She's the only one who absolutely has to stay and serve out the entire sentence with absolutely no chance of any type of commutation or any pardon or anything else. Although the president did pardon her, but I'll get to that later on. I say again, I pose a question to you Democrats who are continually up in our face throwing shade on Donald Trump. What do you have to offer? Because all y'all do is steal. You steal. You literally create legislation to take away our inalienable rights to Second Amendment, to own our firearms. Just take it away little by little, chipping away. Oh, but somehow you're the best choice. Don't you remember you showed us what you are and who you are the last 4 years? We already know what you are. We already know what you do. I have posted on X earlier today to the president, don't give Colorado not another federal dime. Don't give them nothing. Don't nothing. 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 It's not like they're fixing the roads. The dirt road to my house looks like the Grand Canyon. They're not doing shit for us. But a transgender crap. What do Democrats have to offer? What do they have to offer? Death, destruction, illegals? I've seen them. I've seen them. What do you have to offer, Democrats? Why do you keep wanting to get elected? Don't you understand? It's like a bad man. Home. I've seen them go down I-25. Yeah, they're going home. They're taking all the stuff they stole with them, but they're going home. Yeah, I've seen them. They are self-deporting. That's good. I'm glad. It's gonna open up a bunch of housing for American citizens. The problem is they gave these illegals FHA loans. Who do you think has to pay those back? Democrats work for illegal aliens. That's it. And Ukraine. They have not done one thing for us. That's why we voted your sorry asses out. Now I'm going to get to this story of the Venezuelan oil tanker because I think these Democrats are completely confused. I made a video about Auntie Maybell, as I call him, Shundar Tudar, or whatever that dude's name is. I don't know. Shundar, he looks like a weird cartoon character. He looks like somebody's black auntie who drinks too much, and she's like in her 70s and 80s, and she just drinks too much, and she can't drive because she can't see that good, and she's got that funny looking wig on. Shundar, and he can barely speak English. Dude, he's been here since the 70s, and he still speaks. If you are foreign born and you have not been here, you need to at least, it needs to be required, because see, when I'm in Congress, I'm presenting that legislation. You have to be here at least 6 generations to run for office. We don't need foreigners sitting in power. Dearborn and Hamtramck, Michigan, pretty much is Afghanistan. We don't need that. Or whatever his name is, he initiated articles of impeachment against Secretary of War Pete Hegseth over this issue. And frankly, I'm tired of hearing about it. It's a non-issue. They seized a Venezuelan oil tanker the other day because it was sailing in international waters, okay, off the coast of Venezuela. Venezuela has sanctions against them for exporting oil to countries such as Iran. And apparently that's where that oil, Iranian connection there, but both of those countries are sanctioned. So, yeah, that's considered piracy. Piracy on the high seas. Imagine that. It's like Somali pirates. This time it's Venezuelan pirates. But they're pirates nonetheless. So let's just see what's said about that. There's a post, Netter, and he posted that, I don't know if you can read that. Let me see if I can do that. A boat in international waters that is not running a national flag, which we've seen the videos of these so-called fishing boats. Let's just talk about fishing boats. And then we'll talk about the Venezuelan oil tanker. The fishing boats, okay, that is not running a national flag, and they weren't. I showed a video the other night of a so-called fishing boat. There was no flag whatsoever. It was full of drugs, no flag, no fishing equipment, no fishing poles, no nothing. So it's considered piracy on the high seas, according to, I think it's UNCOG, but I'll get to that. Oh, UNCLOS, okay? UNCLOS, it's an acronym. Such boats have absolutely no national or international protections. I first saw this on X22 report, so shout out to Dave on X22 for reporting on this. Such boats have absolutely no national or international protections, and you cannot commit a war crime against them. Okay? They are stateless. No flag, no state. Oh, you just wandering around out in international waters. You have no identifying factors on your fishing boat. Where's the fish, idiot? I don't see no fish. I don't see no fishing poles. I don't see not nan worm. No lures, no nothing. Just drugs. But somehow you fishing. Got it. A vessel in international waters is required under UNCLOS to sail under the flag of a specific nation. If it does not, it is legally considered the flag, a stateless vessel. Sorry. A stateless vessel has no right to the protections normally afforded to ships under a national flag, including immunity from interference by other states. UNCLOS Articles 92, 94, 110, and customary maritime laws spell out the consequences clearly. And I'm not going to read all of that, but I am going to go over here to UNCLOS because this is quite fascinating. I think it is this. So I had to pull the UNCLOS document myself. And this is a very important paragraph that I researched. Law enforcement officials shall not use firearms against persons except in self-defense or defense of others against the imminent threat of death or serious injury to prevent the perpetuation of a particularly serious crime involving grave threat, fentanyl. Hundreds of thousands of American citizens have died of fentanyl overdoses. That is considered a grave threat to life, a grave threat to life. To arrest a person presenting such a danger and resisting their authority, or to prevent his or her escape. To prevent his or her escape. To prevent his or her escape. Excuse you, but these Venezuelan drug boats have 400 horsepower engines, 4 of them. That's 1,200 horsepower. You are not trolling the sea to fish for clams or lobsters or whatever. You're trying to get away from something. You're trying to go somewhere very fast, okay? And under UNCLOS, international law, you are required to prevent his or her escape. In an event, intentional lethal use of firearms may only be made when strictly unavoidable in order to protect life. Period. This is page 8 of 18 pages. Prosecuting Maritime Piracy. Domestic Solutions to International Crimes. Published by Cambridge University Press. This is UNCLOS. And I have a copy of the articles that were raised by Mike Netter when referring to this. So I say all of that. Thank you, Mike Netter. To reiterate, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, had every right under UNCLOS, which is C. That is the acronym for UNCLOS. And according to UNCLOS, Pete Hegseth has every right. Do you think the Trump administration did not have a million attorneys digging through this document to cross all the I's, dot all the I's and cross all the T's to make absolutely sure that no laws, national waters, far away from said state? I just read it to you. When pirates pose an imminent threat to life, the pursuing state has every right, which is the United States, has every right to blow these vessels to hell to stop them from bringing drugs into this country, to kill more Americans. Fentanyl is a bioweapon. So Shador Tander or whatever the heck your name is, your stupid little impeachment is going to fail in the House, just like Al Green once again tried to impeach President Trump, put it on the floor for a vote, and people were like, yeah, okay, old dude, go take your Metamucil and shut the fuck up. Go sit down somewhere. Dude, go sit down. How long have you been in Congress? Don't you have grandchildren or great grandchildren that you can go and spend some time with? Look, even the Democrats were like, dude, stop. So it was completely, nobody cares. Yeah, here's a fifth of whiskey. Go sit down. Stop talking about drug boats getting blown up in the water. The Trump administration has gone through every freaking maritime law on earth to make sure that laws were, that we are well with, out of the hands of American citizens. We've had enough death and destruction. And like President Trump said in a recent Oval Office questioning by some retarded journalist, we've already tried. Oh no, forgive me. That was Marco Rubio. That was our Senator Marco. I keep calling him senator because I'm just used to him being a senator. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. He said, we've tried a civil way for 30, 40 years, and it has done nothing. They laugh at us. They ain't laughing now. Nicolas Maduro ain't laughing now. I remember months ago when President Trump was inaugurated, Nicolas Maduro said, oh, I'm bringing in all of my military. And they even showed little videos of the Venezuelan military looking at plans in their little nice little cute boat and looking at maps and shit and just looking at maps and taking pencil, but no. Said back then, oh, we're resisting. We're not going to be pushed around by the Trump administration. He said it in Spanish, but I don't know how to say that. We're going to fight the Trump where he's not going to come into Venezuela and tell us what to do and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to fight him, blah, blah, blah. Here we will go to war with the United States, blah, 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 blah. What is happening with Maduro now? What did that is such a lovely, lovely tie, necktie that you are wearing today. Yes. And may I be the first to extend my compliments to your beautiful wife, sir. And we would like to buy her a gift. Tiffany's, perhaps. President is like, she already owns part of Tiffany. She can go to Tiffany right now and buy the whole store. What the hell are you calling? You have blown up 25 of my, I mean, not my boats, but the boats leaving the Venezuela. I would like to talk peace, and I would like to try to make a deal. If I can just have immunity with my wife. Oh, yeah. And if I can continue to keep control over the Venezuelan military. Hello? 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 You don't make the terms of the deal, Nico. President Trump put a $50 million bounty on your big fat waterhead. You don't get to dictate the terms, loser. Don't you get? Our country. You are not in control. Y'all could have had it all. But you didn't. You didn't. You got greedy, and you stayed greedy. You starved your people. You put them under communism, socialism. They only have light for a couple of 2-3 hours during. You had them walking around eating zoo animals back in 2015 because there was no food. We remember what happened 2015, 2016, when Venezuela once again went through hyperinflation and the money meant nothing. We remember all this. What have you done for your people? Oh, yeah. And there was an election held. He was then, Nicolas Maduro was overwhelmingly voted out. Nicolas Maduro, he was like, nope, not leaving. Not leaving. Just like Zelensky in Ukraine did the same thing. I cannot leave. I'm not leaving. I know I was voted out, not leaving. There's war with Russia. I'm not leaving. Oh, but Trump is a dictator. Even though in 2020, when y'all stole the election from him, he left. Absolutely unbelievable. And here we are. So to wrap up the Venezuelan oil tanker thing, yeah, according to UNCLOS, yeah, Pete Hegseth is well within his rights. The president is well. So, as we know, President Trump freed, well, he pardoned Tina Peters last night. I had been praying for her that morning, so that was pretty awesome. I've been praying for her the whole time, but I really got in Trump issued a pardon. The problem is these Colorado assholes think that they are some sort of demigods, and they refuse to release her. They'll let that look. They will. We have been here for this. They have. Hold on. Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. This is what. This is what the hold on. Let me find, how do you do that? Um let me see. Oh, this might be it. I think this is it. Woo! Yep, that's it. Hold on. Let me pull this in. See, they can't. What's up, Scott Thomas, Canada? Thank you for reposting the stream, brother. Is what the state of Colorado releases from prison. This is, see, thank you, Right Angle News. Colorado DA Amy Padden, a fat white liberal female loser kook, officially dropped all charges against Solomon Galligan, with him likely soon to be released from his treatment facility, which he was, to terrorize the people of Colorado once again. Look at that fucking face, dude. That is what the state of Colorado releases into the population. He literally, hold on, can I get this any bigger for full effect? I don't mean to scare nobody, but I think that's as big as I can get it. But you get the gist of it. That scary shit right there, looking like he played in The Serpent and the Rainbow, looking like a damn zombie. Look at that crazy shit. Look at this. This is what gets released in Colorado. Do you know what he did? He walked onto a playground at a school and grabbed a child. It's on video that he freaking did it. But him, let him out. He good. Let him out. Look at that face. What if you woke up out of a sleep and saw that ugly face standing over you? You would probably have a damn heart attack. That is the kind of shit that the state of Colorado says, no, he's fine. Let him go. He's fine. He's fine. It's fine. But Tina Peters, Gold Star mother, businesswoman, Colorado tax-paying citizen, never had so much as a parking ticket. She's dangerous. She's the most dangerous criminal in the history of criminals. You know what? I'm glad the spotlight is being shined on Colorado right now. Here's the Is this it? Hold on. Hold, please. I just had this. Oh, I think this is it. No, I thought that was it. Hold on. This one. Shoot. Oh. Well, let's see. Oh. No, this isn't it. I might have just had it pulled up on X somewhere. Let me see. Oh, I really wanted to pull that one in. Hold on. Sorry, I normally I would have. Okay, well, here, we'll do this. MJ Truth Ultra. This is not the video I wanted, but this is just one of them. In response to where's my prompt here? In response to the check this out. This is the puny little pussy ass so-called attorney general who is running for governor of Colorado so that he can continue his evil in this state against Colorado citizens.
Will President Trump's pardon actually free Tina Peters?
No, this is a lawless act. It's an act.
Look how ugly this dude is. You can take down that American flag, you fucking traitor. Send his little skinny, pathetic, weak. He would never do any of his own work else to do it because he's too much of a pussy. He could never even change a light bulb. Probably as a small dick. I cannot stand dudes like this who think that they are so much more than they are. He's got a little position. He's got a little position, all right. And he wields it to hurt and destroy people's lives. And now he wants to fail up by running for governor. And then this ugly little creep thinks he's going to run for president someday, because that's how they do after they fail up some more.
Act of intimidation. It has no basis in American law.
Why didn't you get braces when you were like 8 or 12? Freaking gross.
Our system of government gives states authority to run their own criminal justice systems. As you noted, there was a trial, there was a conviction by a jury, there's an appeal.
Yeah, and Tina Peters did not get to present her evidence. The judge would not allow it. The jury never heard Tina Peters' testimony. The jury never saw the actual evidence that Tina Peters had that would have made a difference because of this little fuckstick.
To the state courts. All that is happening under the rule of law. This president doesn't respect.
Whose law? Yours.
The rule of law.
He doesn't respect the rule of law? Okay, I'll let this little pussy ass chump talk, but not for long, because I can't hardly stand looking at his ugly face.
States authority to run their own criminal justice systems. As you noted, there was a trial, there was a conviction by a jury, there's an appeal to the state courts. All that is happening under the rule of law. This president doesn't respect the rule of law, but he doesn't have authority to undermine how we operate our judicial system.
Will President...
That's about all of his ugly face that I can take. Thank you, MJ Truth Ultra, for your post, but I had to click him off before my eyes started burning and watering. So, and the 2020 before and after, and they are terrified. They don't care about the rule of law. These people do not care about the rule of law. You saw that zombie apocalypse figure that I just showed you, that prison. Oh, excuse me. It wasn't even prison. It was a little local jail. This ugly zombie went onto a schoolyard and picked up a little boy to take him. Thankfully, a parent was walking by or something and saw this dude and scared him off. He picked the little boy up to take him away and do God knows what with him. But the Democrats want more of Phil Weiser and these crooks in the state of Colorado. The president has had it with Colorado. He's had it. And I'm telling you, they will regret everything they have done. God is sick of them. He has had it with these evils. This is from her attorney, Peter Tickton. I'll see how far we get with this. My team, John Case, Patrick McSweeney, Robert Sincar, Stephanie Lambert, and Tina herself, and I are grateful beyond words to President Trump for his courage and for once again doing what is right. He has always been true to his beliefs and continues to fight against injustice. God bless our president in the name of Jesus. Amen. I said that. Cosplay Squishy Polis and his fat, disgusting, smelly loser, Jenna Griswold, claim that Tina Peters belongs in prison. However, she is actually a political prisoner. Dead ass she is. Why would a convicted for victimless white-collar crimes be held in a maximum security unit of a prison where she has the smallest cell of about 7 square feet for her cellmate and her next to their beds? In fact, since mid-May, on Monday, she has been in the hole. Solitary confinement. whatever. This was posted by Lindell TV, and it's other people have posted it. I'm going to follow him real quick so I don't forget. Um, I didn't bring it in. I thought I did. My bad. I'm sorry. But this was the full statement. Sorry, I was reading it, but I thought I had brought it in, but I didn't. He goes on to say he has no right to keep a person in prison because she may belong there. If he does, he is at the very least imprisoning a pardoned lady, which it has serious legal ramifications and liabilities. Now, the Department of Justice and Civil Rights, Hermit Dillon has filed a lawsuit against the state of Colorado for their cruel and unusual practices and against prisoners, because prisoners do have rights while they are in. And since y'all want to talk about protecting prisoners' rights and all this, and we saw how the Democrats got 3 million signatures for that illegal alien who killed 4 people, injured 10 more on the highway with driving a truck that he was an illegal alien. He didn't have a valid CDL, no insurance, no license, but missed on purpose or because he couldn't read the sign, because that's what's happening more than we ever knew. Thank you, Secretary Sean Duffy of the Department of Transportation, for exposing this, along with accounts on X like American Truckers and others. This dude in Colorado on I-70 West, very, very steep grade because you're going up and down through the mountains. This was a 6 to 7% steep grade. Can you imagine that? Hundreds of thousands of pounds in an 18-wheeler. This dude should never have been allowed. He shouldn't have been in the country, first of all. He definitely shouldn't have been driving a big ass rig like that. He was not qualified. He killed 4 people that morning. Killed 4 people. Injured, critically injured 10 more people. Kim Kardashian begged the cosplay governor of Colorado to please just let him out. Ain't California having enough problems without Kim Kardashian chiming in on Colorado? So she, of course, has millions of followers on her social media. So she, circulated the story. Oh, this poor illegal, he has a wife and kids. Not qualified to be driving, nor was he legal. Dude, so he was illegal in the country, illegally driving. The judge in Jefferson County sentenced him to 110 years, which is absolutely appropriate. But of course, Kim Kardashian got involved. They got a petition going because these white liberal, stupid retard and they reduced his sentence to only 10 years. And he'll be out, actually, I think maybe in January of 2026, 5 years for good behavior. So for killing 4 people, he only serves maybe 5 years. Oh, but Tina Peters, nope. Nope. Never so much as a parking ticket. Nope. She has to serve the whole 9 years. No chance of getting out. And even if she did serve the 9 years, they would pull a okey doke and try to figure out how they could keep her in longer, because that's what they do here in Colorado. If you're a threat to them, if you're a threat to them, they will figure out how to destroy your life. They have done it so many times. People have proof of it. If we ever got together in this state and did like a big summit, the place would be packed out with Colorado citizens who have been destroyed or wronged or harmed by these Colorado officials. Unfreaking believable. So yeah, there's that whole thing going on. That was a statement from her attorney. And there was something else. Oh, from I don't know if you ever heard of Juan Sabin, but he usually has some pretty good information. So I am going to pull this in before I forget again this time. He says, hi folks, Juan here. New info on Tina Peters. If you haven't heard, President Trump issued a pardon for her yesterday. That's the good news. The bad news is that Colorado squishy Polis has made it clear that he will not allow federal intervention into a Colorado case. And he's not letting her out. What is not widely understood is that this was fully anticipated and researched. President Trump and his team, they would not let her go. They have a death grip on her. He says President Trump is on very solid ground on multiple bases, and multiple attorneys have vetted the process ahead. So here's what I would say to everybody. Keep it simple. Federal law was broken by Colorado. Yes, it absolutely freaking was. And they damn well know it. And they went through with it anyway. A judge, white liberal racist chump commie Matthew Barrett refused. He's the one who excoriated Tina Peters when he already knew he was going to give her the maximum sentence and more. He stood there for 30 minutes telling her what a horrible person she is, made her feel bad before she got immediately locked up in prison. This fucking asshole, a white liberal racist Judge Matthew Barrett, white liberal racist. I don't like white liberals. I can't. They are the bane of existence. He refused to let the jury hear her defense. That law requires the evidence be preserved for 22 months, by the way. 41 motions were denied. The jury never got to hear the truth. Mesa County Clerk Peters is the only clerk in the state of Colorado and in the country that preserved proof of Secretary fat, disgusting, bedraggled sea hag Jenna Griswold authorization of the deletion of state and federal election records illegally. Dominion Vote Systems did the deleting in violation of their contracts, both state and federal. So 3 things. 1, President Trump is about to reassert a federal authority concerning pardons that existed prior to President Lincoln, just like a previous court was wrong about Roe v. Wade, and that has since been overturned. That is about to be challenged hard, and Trump will easily win, just like he did when Colorado courts, once again, always Colorado, unanimously worked to remove him from the ballot. The same fat, smelly, bedraggled sea hag, Jenna Griswold, who took him off the ballot, she had already took him off. She had to be sued to put him back on. And then her fat ass started sweating and realized, oh crap, I'll put him back on. The Supreme Court had to intervene because this loser thought that she was the queen of the world and she could do whatever she wanted. That needs to be addressed at some point. She cut off those of us in the state of Colorado who were going to vote for the president. She removed the option to only be able to vote for Joe Biden. That hasn't been addressed yet, and it needs to. The Supreme Court unanimously trounced the Colorado courts and put Trump back on the ballot. That needs to be readdressed, by the way. Number two, the clerk manages, collects, tabulates, reports, protects election data for the U.S. House of Representatives under federal authority. This has been forgotten and overwritten over time. It is about to be revisited. Number three, Trump is going to declare a national emergency concerning elections. Good. When he does, he will also exercise authority over every aspect of the election process, and no court, no, not even you, Judge Bossberg, Nosferatu, no court will have authority to challenge his actions within the context of that national emergency. Article 2 powers that Judge Bossberg does not have. Dark to light. At that moment, he can and will take physical custody of Tina as an expert witness and can even make her an election czar, which would be wonderful, just like he made Alice Marie Johnson a pardon czar, I think is her title. Alice Marie Johnson is a beautiful Black woman that was rotting in prison over minor drug charges that she committed or she was party to because she was in the car with as a teenager. And I'll just note the Obama administration, he didn't let her out. They petitioned Obama to let the Black woman out of prison. He was like, nope, not doing it. So yeah, please remind me how much Obama cares about Black folks. Anyway, so you get the gist. That was Juan O'Savin, and that is on X. You can go and see it for yourself. There's a lot going on here, and we are here for all of it. Let's go through a few other stories because there's so much going on. Sometimes I'm just like, oh my God, I don't, oops, no, I didn't want to do that. Sometimes there's so much going on. I don't get to it all. I want to, but I don't. Oh, here we go. Let's talk about this one for a second. Since I have other news, it is Jellyroll Friday. And let's bring in this Chinese spy. Who am I talking about? Oh, yeah. Ugh. Gross. Breaking Libs of TikTok. HUD has opened a civil rights investigation into Boston Mayor Michelle Wu, or AKA Chinese Communist Party spy, administration for allegedly operating a race-based housing assistance program that favors Black and Latino residents. That's racist, dumbass. How long has she been here? Like, look at that pathetic face. That is the face of failure. Ugh, gross. Where do they pick these people up from? Oh, here's one. This is one I've wanted to talk about, and I've had it up. So I may as well just bring this in. Joni Ernst talking about the pandemic fraud, of course. Let's just bring it in.
For over a decade, I've been exposing egregious Washington waste with my monthly Squeal Awards. Some examples are too outrageous to believe. I'm talking about bureaucrats approving PPP loans for applicants who used pictures of dolls for IDs. Imagine giving Barbie or Ken a taxpayer-funded loan. Not
Are you
only
serious? Are you serious? They got away with posting these pictures approved for SBA loans during the pandemic. $79 billion in stolen COVID funds. Probably foreigners. Because Americans know better. We don't try shit like this. These are foreigners who did this. Probably Somalis. Probably more Somali pirates. God, dog.
that, but they also believe folks claiming to be over 115 years old
Wow.
were alive and well enough to be approved for 3,095 PPP and EIDL loans worth $333 million,
Good
including $36,000 to a 157-year-old. That's pure hogwash. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. Instead of boosting Main Street, millions of your tax dollars were wasted through USAID to fund Iraqi Sesame Street. And this one is unacceptable. Improper payments or the government tossing cash into the wrong trough have become commonplace. In fiscal year 2024, federal agencies shoveled out $162 billion in improper payments.
Good grief.
The most frustrating part is how simple it is to stop this waste. A report by the Pandemic Response Accountability Committee found that $79 billion in potential COVID fraud could have been prevented if 4 basic questions were asked. 1, is the applicant's social security number valid? 2, if valid, does the name connected to that number match the name on the application?
Wow.
3,
Simple.
does the birthday match? And lastly, is the individual alive?
God.
Seriously, folks, that could have saved $79 billion right there.
That money's gone. We'll never see it again. It's gone. I mean, you can claw back maybe $15, but overall, we'll never see that money back. That's just our tax money. Bye-bye, gone. Wasted on God knows what, you know. So, you know, there's that. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Oh my gosh. Oh, here's a good one. Is this it? Yeah. I want to bring this in because this is pretty cool. Carly Bonet. Well, is it this one or is it the other one? Nah, it's not this one. Hold on. Sorry. It might. I don't think it's this one either. I save a lot of them from Carly. Yeah, it's this one. Hang on. Now, this one is pretty cool. This is what's up, Left Coast Sparky? How you doing, love? You're so amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been busy today. I've been full of fire. Let me tell you. And it ain't gas. It's anger. Pissed off, bro. Just angry. Carly Bonet, this is proof that the social experiment over the last 50 years has completely and totally failed. Check it out. Oh, yeah. Right now, bring your business, young man. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Heaven knows I was just a young boy. Oh, shit. What is this shit?
I'm bringing home my baby bumblebee. Won't my mama be so proud of me? 'Cause I'm bringing home my baby bumblebee. Buzz, 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 buzz. I'm bringing home my baby bumblebee. Won't my mama be so proud of me? 'Cause I'm bringing home my baby bumblebee.
Okay. Yeah, that's Gucci from the 90s and now. Oh, do you see that? Oh my gosh. What did they do that to that kid? These, oh my God. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, here we go. Here's some good news. Let's talk about this for a little bit. Democrats want to keep talking and throwing shade on President Trump for every little thing that doesn't exist. Eric Ned said when a soldier loses his or her gear in a war zone, he can be held financially liable. You are absolutely correct for replacing that equipment. These bureaucrats should be held liable for approving these fraudulent loans. Yes, you are so right. And at least investigated to see if they got some kickbacks. You better preach. You, Eric, and thank you for chiming in over on Twitch. I used to be on Twitch all the time until before Jack Dorsey kicked me off Twitter. So thank God Elon lets me back on. So thank you for tuning in over on Twitch, my brother. And thank you for that. You are absolutely correct. I have seen it. My husband used to do counseling statements for soldiers who lost equipment in the field. When you are given the responsibility for that equipment, lose some night vision goggles and see what the hell happened to your LES when you get it the next pay period. It might take for that to come around, but that shit is showing up under miscellaneous, and you will know what it is. You will get a counseling statement, and you're going to have to do extra PT and probably CQ for the next 6 weeks. And CQ sucks. That's charge of quarters. Tell me, I don't know nothing about the military. And they are busy. They have been doing some exercises, for like the last week, and it shakes the house. I'm like, I had to go out there today and say, what y'all doing out here? What y'all doing out here? To ride by the motor pool. What y'all doing out here? Damn. I wouldn't have it any other way, though. I love it. I love it. I would never back the military from my life. It's absolutely amazing. And I miss it every single day. But look at this. Oh yeah, here it is. Cheryl Atkinson, President Trump says we can get rid of federal income tax. Some states are already eliminating theirs. How to watch the full measure. But here we go. Let's just watch the piece. Oh.
Cutting the federal income tax is also popular. President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill delivers on average $3,752 in cuts per taxpayer by extending tax cuts from Trump's first term, adding no tax on tips, and more, totaling $4.5 trillion in relief over a decade.
That's my
The
president.
law also lowers the tax brackets and doubles the standard deductions.
We've seen changes. When you look at what the rates used to be in the World War II era, there was a top rate of around 90%. Until the Reagan administration, there were top rates well over 50%. So we've seen a lot of relief, but the individual income tax for federal purposes is likely with us for a long time.
Cutting the federal income.
All right now. Thank you, President Trump. I asked at the beginning of the show, what do Democrats have to offer? They have never, ever, ever once proposed tax cuts. It's always taxes rising. Oh, Joseph Harmon said worse than that. Yep, Article 15, bro, which can lead you to getting a pink slip years down the road, right when you're close to retirement. Yep, it has happened to people. You are so right. You do not want, you do not want Article 15. That's why I was so vehemently against their bullshit, trying to get active duty soldiers to do their dirty work for them. You trying to get these soldiers to obey lawful orders from President Trump and from Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, when these 6 losers, ain't none of them in uniform, ain't none of them, they don't even do guard. Like at least Tulsi Gabbard, she did guard up until the point she couldn't do it no more because she's the national security, head of the national intelligence now. I can't stand none of these people. I haven't heard shit from them since all of that bullshit they started with the don't give up the ship. Yep, I remember that. I remember that, Sparky. He tried it. People were like, nah, cuz you're doing that. You are not charging these soldiers for the $80 billion in military equipment that you ordered to be left over there. Are you shitting me right now? Why? So you can give it to Ukraine? They gave a lot of our equipment to Ukraine, by the way. Yes, sir. $80 billion worth of equipment. I think it was more, but that's just what they can account for, to the Taliban. And then they gave even more equipment to Zelensky, who probably sold it on the black market. I'm sick of his little fat ass too. Can't stand him. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is the one I talked about earlier that I wanted to bring in here. Don Jr. dropping it like it's hot, bro. Dropping it like it's hot. Thank you, Jim Ferguson, for posting this. I'm bringing this in. Don Jr. dropping it like it's hot, bro, concerning Ukraine and all the money that Congress gave to Ukraine, which is treason, by the way. Check it out.
One of the most amazing things I got to witness, I was this summer with my beautiful girlfriend Bettina in Monaco, and we were driving around, and on an average day, 50% of the supercars, the Bugattis, the Ferraris, the this, all had Ukrainian plates. Do we think that was actually earned in Ukraine? I'd been to Ukraine 20 years ago. It wasn't like there was a plethora of wealth there. And yet you see the number two there getting arrested for stealing hundreds of millions of dollars. You hear all the rumors about what's going on. When I see every license plate on a supercar in Monaco being Bugattis, the rich fled. They let what they believed to be the peasant class fight these wars. And there was no incentive to stop, because as long as the money train was coming and they were stealing it and no one was auditing anything, the leaders, the decision makers, there was no reason for them to ever come to peace. No different than Putin. It wasn't the son of oligarchs that were fighting these wars. It's someone from Siberia that they're sending there. And he utilized the war to rebuild his manufacturing base. It was very clear that the sanctions that we put on did nothing to actually help. All it did was jack up the price of oil, which allowed him to basically pay for the war with the delta between the two while building up his manufacturing base. There was no incentive for anyone to ever get to the table. Zelensky knew he wouldn't win another election again, and they were continuing to steal. Putin was building up his manufacturing base, and all we had in the wake was millions of young men dying for nothing.
Ooh, Don Jr. preaching the gospel over here. You heard that right. He was in Monaco with his girlfriend, and he said the Bugattis, the supercars, all the hundreds of thousands of dollars for these cars, all had Ukrainian plates on them. We should vote out every single member of Congress. Anybody who signed on to that the last 4 years. Remember this? Oh, hold on. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, so I just got a notification from reason.com. This is just too much to even believe. Hang on. Let's see. Headline: the real villain in Minnesota's $1.5 billion fraud scandal isn't Somalis, it's the feds. Okay, here. I'll bite, I guess. A years-long scheme to defraud $1.5 billion from federally subsidized social services is fueling a wave of xenophobia. No, that's not a real word. Use real words. That's not a real word. It's fueling people waking the fuck up. That's what it's fueling. And people getting sick of being fleeced by foreigners against Minnesotans of Somali descent. The real culprit is Uncle Sam. You cannot make this. I'm reposting this on X. In September, the Justice Department announced that 8 defendants, 6 of whom are Somali pirates, had been charged for their participation in a massive housing stabilization fraud scheme. The conspiracy consisted of acquiring the information of those eligible for Minnesota's Housing Stabilization Services, or SSS, HSS program, the elderly, disabled, and drug addicted American citizens, by the way, to submit fake reimbursement claims for non-existent housing support services. According to the Justice Department, the program was projected to cost $2.6 million in 2020, but paid out $21 million in 2021 because all these Somalis were ramping up the fraud because of all the free flowing PPP money and all the COVID relief money. In 2022, it went up to 74 million. In 2023, 104 million. You know what? So don't blame the Somalis for actually committing the freaking crimes. Blame the look at the headline. Blame the feds. Don't blame the Somalis. Oh my God. What a sick joke. What a sick. What's up, foundational black alien? What's up? What's up? And thank you for reposting the stream. These damn tethers, these freaking tethers, these white liberals at reason.com said, don't blame the Somalis, blame the feds for them stealing $1.5 billion. It's gonna be more than that. It's more than, because they just went to town, bro. That I reported the other day, you got Somalis, these freaking tethers, leaving Minneapolis, St. Paul every week, once a week, according to a TSA whistleblower. Every week, Somalis leaving Minnesota St. Paul airport with suitcases full of money. Full of money. Wave them through. Wave them through. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. So don't blame the damn tethers. Don't blame the Somalis. Blame the government for giving them the money. Oh, God. Yeah, that's a good excuse for losing billions of dollars. Okay. Okay. Huh. Well. Don't blame the tethers. You know, FBAs are sick of tethers. Foundational Black Alien knows what I'm talking about. We're sick of these tethers. We don't want them here. God, if an FBA, a Foundational Black American, starts working and gets one extra month of food stamps, they getting rolled up. These tethers, these Somalis, just steal billions and billions of dollars, just millions, hundreds of millions, billions. Ukraine steals hundreds of billions of, while we American citizens are struggling to pay basic living expenses because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris the last 4 years. Do you know President Trump has put together the plan to start sending the first round of dividend checks to American citizens? $2,000 for the first dividend check that he would distribute. Dividend, not stimulus, not stimulus. Stimulus, you got to pay it back to the Federal Reserve. Dividend is America, the corporation that is taking in money, taking in profits from the tariffs from these foreign countries who have been jacking us over for the last God knows how long. They are now paying their dues and crying, bitching and moaning about it, but it doesn't matter. You still paying the money. Okay. So President Trump has taken in $17 trillion in tariffs from these foreigners. I think it's 17 trillion. Might be a little less than that. Might be a little more. But it's been a lot of money because they haven't been paying shit. We've been paying them. So he has started to arrange for American citizens to start getting the first round of tariff dividends. Do you know these ratchet motherfucking Democrats opposed it and stopped it in the legislature, in the Congress? But they slipped in $80 million for, who, you guessed it, or billion, in the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act. You guessed it, Ukraine. Why do you need to give Ukraine another dime when President Trump is negotiating peace? He has already made lead them ratchet folks along. It's little fat Zelensky who doesn't want to stop the wars because he knows he's going to be ousted and probably hung out to dry because of his corruption and crimes as the head of the Ukrainian Laundromat LLC. So let's give Ukraine millions and billions more. But for American citizens, Trump is giving us $2,000 a piece as a dividend check. They're like, nope, 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 no, can't do it. Hate it for you. Figure it out. No. Could you use an extra $2,000 right now? I know I could. They freaking hate us, dude. They hate us. They might as well just get it over with and tell us you hate us. And hi, Mr. Kimball. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Amen. I love it. Keep holding their feet to the fire. Don't ever stop spitting the truth. I shall not. And God bless you. And thank you for watching. I'm going to wrap this up in a minute because I done kept y'all long enough. Wasn't supposed to be on this long, but we're having fun. These ratchet Democrats don't want you to have $2,000, but $80 billion more to Ukraine. Do not vote for Democrats. They literally hate you. They literally hate you. God bless you, brother. They literally hate you. They need you for votes. Why do you think they imported 50 million illegal aliens? Because FBA's black folks figured out, yeah, you don't do shit for us. And they're like, uh-oh, losing the black vote. What do we do? What do we do? Oh, open the border. Let them all in. Brace yourselves, because the entire world is coming to America. So, $2,000. Be on the lookout for that. Where's my thing? I couldn't find it. Well, that's enough for now. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in on this Jellyroll Friday. Thank you so very much. God bless you. I sure do appreciate you a million, billion, gazillion times. Pray for our president. Pray for this country and each other. Have a blessed and wonderful weekend. And we'll see you back next week. Peace out.